Hello, my name is Peter Weissel and welcome to A Putting Story. Today we will be discussing distance control on different speed greens. The golfer we'll be working with today is a Formula One division golfer with a successful adult amateur career. He's a very strong ball striker with high club head speeds that are above PGA Tour averages. He feels that his putter is a weakness and he doesn't believe that his putting can help hold his game up when he's not having good ball striking rounds. He struggles with distance control, particularly when he goes and plays on courses with hairier greens or slower greens. He's used to playing fast, quick country club style greens at his home course, and he has trouble transitioning when he travels outside of his region. He plays and practices frequently, which is a major asset. It's absolutely fantastic to know that a student is willing to put time and effort into their game, and that any kind of changes or adjustments that need to be made will be properly executed. There are many factors that contribute to controlling the distance of putts on the green, particularly when you're traveling around and going to different greens. But one of the first places I always looked is the impact spot report on SAM PuttLab. So if you notice here, the stars on the putter face are showing where impact is made on the different putts. You'll see that they are rather high up on the club face, but none of them are touching the middle of the club face. And there are really two clusters here. That's why the SAM software has given this golfer a 69% rating for their spot location, as well as a 19% rating for consistency. Now you may be asking why that matters. Why doesn't the putter's small, the ball isn't traveling fast? Just like a driver or an iron, the further you hit the ball away from the center of the club face, the less energy will be transferred to the golf ball, making distance control rather difficult to predict. If you can't predict the speed that the ball comes off the putter head, you won't be able to predict and adjust making different length putting strokes to hit the ball at different distances. In the end, whether you are this elite amateur or a weekend golfer who plays 15 rounds a year, if you can't make that prediction, you're going to have trouble controlling the ball on longer putts. The second place that I really like to look is at the launch angle, which is on the launch report. You may be asking, the ball launches in the air with our irons, our wedges, our woods, but the putter rolls in the ground. Why does launch angle matter? When a ball comes to rest on a green, it actually, with the small amount of weight that it has, will create a small indentation on the green. The longer the grass, the slower the greens, the larger that indentation is. That ball that's sitting there on the green requires a putter with loft to lift it out of that indentation and get the ball rolling end over end towards the hole. Currently, when we look at this golfer's launch report, you'll notice first that they de-loft their putter by 2.6 degrees. That may not sound like a lot, but when the putter loft is only 3 degrees, that only leaves 0.4 degrees of effective loft on the putter at impact. That's practically flat, so the ball is going to have trouble lifting out of that indentation. The putter also only has a rise angle of 2 degrees around impact. While 2 degrees is on the low end of the acceptable spectrum, when you match that with an extraordinarily low effective loft at impact, we end up with a predicted launch angle of less than 1 degree. While that may work at Oakmont, that does not fly at 99.9% of golf courses that a golfer will play, even one that plays in high quality, nice golf tournaments. Referring back to the lesson warm-up interview that I conducted, this player said they had trouble adjusting to shaggier grasses and slower greens, which lends me to believe that they are not launching the ball high enough up in the air to get the ball out of that indentation and rolling true. You may now be asking yourself, there are a lot of numbers here. There is a lot of information. What do we do now? Thankfully, with all of this information, we can make accurate assumptions. We know that the ball is flat out launching too low. This golfer is not getting the ball up in the air accurately. The adjustment that we made here, and these are pictures from our warm-up session, is by moving the ball 2 inches further forward. So you'll see in the left-hand photograph that the golfer has a left-hand low grip, and the ball is just barely forward of the middle of his stance. Now, this stance and this ball position may work for a standard right-hand low putting grip, but a left-hand low putting grip requires a few adjustments. A forward ball position is one of them. I see it very commonly with left-hand low putters that they have too little loft at impact and make contact high on the putter face, which makes lag putting rather difficult for them. Moving the ball 2 inches further forward, closer to the target, more in line with his left big toe, will raise the rise angle of the putter, increase the effective loft of the putter at impact, so he'll be able to hit the ball out of those small indentations and get it rolling, ultimately launching the ball higher in the air, which is what we're trying to accomplish. Another bonus is that by moving the ball further forward, it will move the impact spot lower on the club face, closer to the middle of the club face where the sweet spot is. This will help him transfer more energy to the putt, so he won't have to take massive strokes to hit those longer putts on days where his irons aren't going 10, 20, 30 feet from the flag, but more in the 40, 50, 60 range. The bottom line here is that not all meaningful change requires massive change. By using measurement tools such as the SAM PuttLab that we use today, players and coaches are able to make simple, effective changes that lead to real results. You don't have to do a million different things in your putting stroke, in your full swing, to make those real changes. So make sure when you're working on your game that what you're working on, what you're doing with your coach, is measurable and can lead towards an effective change that you actually see out on the golf course. If you have any questions about SAM PuttLab, adjustments to make for a left-hand low grip, or putting in general, please feel free to comment on the video, send me a message, and ask any questions. My goal is to help golfers, help people enjoy their free time, but also to help people shoot their personal bests.